Hi, thank you for joining me today. It's Geraldine from the Paper Puffin Studio, and today I'm going to show you how to make this envelope card. It has a belly band that slides off, and on the inside you have the card attached, and it opens up like this. I've made a couple of other versions as well, and I'll show you those at the end of the video. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Now let's get started. Let's begin by reviewing all of the pieces that you're going to need to make this card. You'll need a base color for your envelope, and this piece measures 6 7/8 by 6 7/8. You'll need a piece of a coordinating cardstock measuring 4 inches by 8.5 inches, and another piece measuring 4 inches by 4 inches. You'll need 2 small strips, each measuring 1/2 inch by 3 7/8 inch. And you'll need a large strip, which will measure 1 1/4 inches by 11. You're going to need a piece of white cardstock that measures 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. 2 pieces of coordinating designer series paper, each also measuring 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, and a strip of one of the designer series papers, and this piece measures 1 1/8 inch by 4 1/4 inches. I've also cut out an assortment of the flowers and leaves from the Pierced Blooms dies, and I've got some scrap white that I'm going to be using to stamp the sentiments on. For making the envelope portion of the card, we're going to be using the envelope punch board. So I'm taking my 6 7/8 inch square piece of cardstock and placing it in the punch board. I'll line it up here at the 3.5 inch mark and punch. Then I'll make a score line. I'll turn the paper and line up the point here right at the score line and punch. And then score. Turn the paper again, line up this point right at the score line, punch, and score. Then again, lining it right up at the score line, punch, and score. Now I'm going to turn my envelope punch board so that I can round the corners here. I'll place those points in the punch board and punch. All the way around, so I round off those corners. I'm now ready to fold and burnish along the score lines. Now we're going to take the piece of cardstock that was measuring 4 inches by 8.5. We're going to place the long edge along the top and score at 4 inches. And then slide it over and score again at 8 inches. Now I'm going to attach this piece to this square piece. To do that, I'm going to place some tear and tape right along this edge here. This was at the end where I had 8 and 8.5. It made that little flap. So now I'm going to be attaching this piece right on here. Now we're going to take this white piece of cardstock and it will get attached to this bottom piece here. This portion is going to get glued on the inside of the envelope. I'm going to be placing a piece of designer series paper here, so I'm selecting this one, and then the other piece of designer series paper will go up here. I'll go ahead and glue all those in place and pick up there. Now to decorate the inside panels, I've gone ahead and stamped some sentiments that I want and prepared some mats. Now I'm going to take the strips that I cut earlier. Those will get glued in place around the center of both of the Designer Series paper panels, here and here. And then I'll be attaching the sentiment with the mats on these two pieces of Designer Series paper. I'll go ahead and do that and pick up there. Now that I have all of the inside pieces ready to go, I'm going to fold up the card like this, and it's going to get placed and glued in the center of the envelope so that when it opens like this. So I'm going to go ahead and place glue on the back here and then attach that to the inside of the envelope. Now I'm ready to make the belly band to put around the envelope. So I've gone and grabbed the strip that we cut earlier along with the Designer Series paper. I stamped the sentiment Happy Birthday, and I'm going to be using these pieces to decorate the front. To make the belly band, I'm going to fold up the envelope and place it on top of the strip. And then I'm going to make small little pencil mark on either side of the envelope, and those will be my guidelines in order to score the belly band. I'll then go ahead and score the belly band and fold it over. To assemble the belly band, I've gone ahead and scored the lines. I'm placing the envelope in the center, and then I'll be folding the belly band over on top of itself. I've placed some tear and tape here to adhere the pieces together. I then am going to be using the piece of Designer Series paper that we cut earlier. That will go here. And then I'll be decorating with these flowers and leaves and the sentiment that I've already prepared. I'll go ahead and do all that and we'll pick up there. And so here's the finished card. I went ahead and embellished the front and take the belly band off like so, and then open it up and you see the card on the inside. So this is one version I made, and I'll show you a couple of other versions. For this one, I used the lemon set. You slide the belly band off, and we've got, if life gives you lemons, squeeze for all it's worth. Happy birthday. And then another more masculine feel is this one. For Father's Day, you are the best. Slide the belly band off, and on the inside you see Happy Father's Day. It's your day, enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.